you want some love tonight. Want that good love tonight. Yeah. Holla, 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 holla tonight. Holla, 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 holla tonight. If you want some love tonight. Love tonight. Want that good love tonight. Love tonight. Holla, 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 holla tonight. Holla, 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 holla tonight. Yeah. I know this love's not perfect, but it sure damn still worth it. I know this love may end last, and it makes me wanna tell you all my business. I need your body now. I need your body, la di da da da. I need your body now. I need your body, la di da da da. Yeah, yeah. So what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? You coming on with me? What's it gonna be? Coming on with me? Yeah, yeah. If you want some love tonight. Love tonight. Want that good love tonight. Love tonight. La 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 tonight. La 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 tonight. If you want some love Pretty girl flow. Yeah. Pretty girl rocks. Yeah. Black girl magic. Yeah. Boss Madame.
Boss Madame coming through with Hala Echo Girl teaming up with King Elegant. Yeah, on Informante Radio. This is the morning mix. Just had a few, when you do technical stuff and you have to come around behind the mic, it becomes a lot of work, nevertheless. But at the same time, let me say good morning. That's to the ones that have just joined us. Good morning to Mutatio. You came through this morning. Prince, a very good morning to you as well. I know everybody's so excited for the Friday. We can't wait for the Friday to come. And it's just one of those days that we're looking. Hannes, good morning to you.
Hello, Sammy. Nice to be here today. Today's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's almost...
Time is dragging on. Like, I can understand everybody that joined us this morning. It is time to become Friday.
Everybody wants that. I think most of the people last working day will be Friday. So everybody is more like looking forward for this week to end because most of us are going to rest. I also can't wait for Friday. So I just hope it's tomorrow already so I can just,
Get into the holiday mood.
Yeah, get into the holiday mood. News left, right, and center has just become too much as well. Let me say good morning to ANC Jesh. Has also joined the morning stream this time around. And the likes of Okwep And Freda Mola, good morning to you. Claudia, good morning to you. And others, good morning to you. Yesterday we had a few showers, eh?
Yes, we had a couple of showers basically almost countrywide. And then obviously we got the social media videos from Karibib. Did you see that?
I saw the Karibib video whereby it's almost like it's flooding, eh?
Yeah. So now if we look at the basically the satellite picture for this morning, and this was obviously provided to us with the courtesy of Kobuspoort Weather. Towards, once again, the southern part of Angola, we've got cloud build-up going all the way down to Tsumeb, also over to Rundu, Ondangwa, Oshakati. So we are expecting rains in the northern parts of Namibia.
Rain. So if you're up in the north and you are streaming us live, please do tell us how the weather looks like up there. And did you guys also receive rain like us? Yesterday it was that we got rain, or was the net spars in Ventuk?
Yeah, but what happens, it starts building up at about 11 o'clock in the morning, 11, 12 o'clock, the clouds build up. And then by around 12, by around about 2, 3, 4 o'clock, then we can expect a couple of, drops coming down.
Couple of drops. Let's just hope so. Let's just hope. Travelers focused, if I want to go to Cape Town, how's the weather that side?
Cape Town I don't have at this particular point in time. I'll just go and find it for us. In the meantime, in Namibia, still the interior, partly cloudy and warm in the Karas region. That's down south. Elsewhere, partly cloudy and hot to very hot with a few isolated thunder showers in the northwest. The central northern areas and the northeast at places. Windy weather will prevail in the interior. The coast partly cloudy and cool to warm with fog patches at first.
Yeah, that looks, I hear cloudy a lot, so I just want to hear rain.
Cape Town partly cloudy and cool with showers, 14 to 21 degrees in Cape Town. So it's like, let's see, with showers it looks like Cape Town is going to rain.
Cape Town is ever raining. Whether I'm from Cape Town, in the morning it's hot, in the afternoon it's raining. I haven't seen a confused weather like Cape Town's weather. So people in Cape Town, probably, who's in Cape Town, guys? Neville.
Neville Vasson, is he in Kaapstad?
He's in Kaapstad. Zeker kan hy ons 'n bietjie terugvoer gee en sê how it looks like down there. Oshiri, topumbo kutsea. Oshwambo.
Yeah. What? Sorry, that just went. I'll speak German to you just now. Now it's a semi.
I can see the look on your face like, what did you just say?
It's a.
Okay, is that all for the weather for this morning?
At this particular point in time, yes. The current conditions, we can just quickly have a look as to how it looks currently in Swakopmund, 15.7 degrees. Then down south there in the Karas region, Kleinhaus Vista, 19.6. Then in Windhoek currently 22 degrees, and then in the north of the country we are now looking at Zambezi 22.4, and the Kavango region 20.9. So the temperatures are coming up again.
Yeah, they're 20. It's coming down and coming up, but it's good as long as by the end of the week we do get more rain. I think a whole lot of Namibians will be happy, because that's all we want for now, especially with the drought this year. Yeah.
It hasn't been good, has it?
It hasn't, and people always think that only us as humans suffer, but this time around, animals also did suffer. Eh?
Yeah.
Because there's no grass, there's nothing for them to eat.
Last week, you know about the wild horses that we have there in between Aus and Luderitz? You've got these wild horses.
Yeah, the wild horses.
I mean, those poor animals are just suffering like unbelievable. They are, you can basically almost feed them by hand. That there's just nothing to eat, but they're being fed. There's a food program. I'm not too sure whether it's allowed to feed them, but I mean, you just feel so sorry for those animals. So let's have a look if we can find an expert sometime to talk to us about the wild horses.
Yeah,
during
and just
this
tell us
time
how
of
they
drought.
go. Now, just to give you a little bit of an update when it comes to sports, I've got two local stories here. The first one has to do with the Namibian rugby, as Namibia is preparing for their first match. That's of the 2020 Rugby Africa Cup. That's on 30 May against Zambia. They've been drawn in Group A. That's with Madagascar and Zambia. Currently, Namibia holds that cup. So they won, and they've been winning it. They have won it for the past 5 years in the row. So I think they are still preparing and they still want to be champions this year. So let's hope they will do again and prove the rest of the Southern African people that when it comes to rugby, we are not, because most of the teams that are in the cup are basically ranked under Namibia. So our chances of winning it again
Okay.
is hey. It's so poor. Yeah. and coming up with other local news, the Namibia Golf Federation Secretary General is very impressed. That's with how the sport has grown in, I think it's Lens is the name. She's very, impressed how the golf sport has grown in Namibia. Golf is one of the sports that, even if you want to take part, like me, I want to take part, but it's very difficult, eh?
Okay.
Because with country club to hand just to play it, or I have to go where there's a golf course.
It's not as easy as
It's
accessible as maybe a
accessible,
football field.
a
or something.
football field or a netball field or a basketball field or any other sports that we do, So she said she's very impressed because this year they've got a lot of young people that came through interested in the sports, which says it's a good thing for Namibia. And they had various of tournaments that they have played. Just to give some of the tournaments they had this year, they had, they say the young boys, there are 21 international competition that men took part in. They have 11 tournaments that the ladies also took part in. And the juniors also came through with 9 of the events that they took. They also sent a group of young people to Cape Town for training, which says that's a very good thing for Namibian sports, especially golf, and it will impact growth on golf in Namibia. So that's something good right there. So probably if you are out there and you do wanna, we must get in the studio and say, if I'm here, Ison Katutura, and I do want to take part in golf, what must I do? Because, is there something that they are working on next year just to help improve the game and introduce the game to people that are not able?
Yeah, in other words, make it more accessible.
Yeah, make it more accessible for everybody. Yeah? So I want to play golf, but I just don't know where to start.
Don't you find that these golfing courses and all that kind of stuff, they tend to attach themselves to like property owners? Like they go to these places where, I'm just using like an example, it's at the country club or it is at Omea. Or it might be at some form of estate.
It's always an estate. Is the guys with the big plots that always manage to open the country clubs, and getting membership to get in there is also.
It's like you have to buy this very expensive house just to go and play a game of golf. Otherwise, firstly, it's not accessible if you don't have that, and secondly, it's quite expensive to play golf.
Exactly.
Especially in a country with drought.
Yeah, but that's what's up. That's the 2 local stories that I have for you this morning. That's on the morning mix. And if you have just joined our live stream, let me say good morning to Claudia and saying Friday vibe is here. You see, I told you, everybody's in that Friday vibe. And Baba Lucas also came through. Morning, I'm waiting. I'm watching you from Katima Mulilo.
Oh.
Very hot. Fire. And Magana also coming through saying morning. And Tieni also coming saying morning. So when it comes to news, as we promised last week, we didn't want to talk much of politics. But it seems politics is just at our doorstep every single morning. What's making headlines this morning, Anas?
Okay, so let's look at a couple of the newspapers. Don't you find that just in general over the past, couple of weeks, we've just had politics?
Yeah,
with the elections and all
it's
that.
It's because we just came from election and there was just too much drama surrounding the elections as well.
Yes.
With the fish rod also, it's also linked to our political leaders. So that's why it's just been politics.
Yes. However, since yesterday, there has been one particular story that has been leading the news. And that is what they call the dark cloud over the Electoral Commission.
Yeah.
2 major incidents which occurred. One now of late, that it is thought that a Mr. Milton Lowe.
Yeah. Master Shanika.
That he has gone and taken 5 laptops from the Electoral Commission, went over to, what are those people called where you can...
cash converters.
Cash converters, in other words. So it is thought that he has gone over to cash converters and handed in those 5 laptops against payment for him to later to come and fetch them
he went to
again.
go because what I read, I don't know. There's so much happening around that story. Because I read that he actually went. He took those laptops before elections,
Okay.
and the idea was to return them before the 27th. That is before election.
Okay.
So the amount, whatever unstated amount that he took from cash converters that he had to pay back was supposed to be paid before the 27th of November. That's how the story goes. But now, I think he didn't pay on time, and probably somebody leaked the story out.
And the laptops remained at cash converters until now.
But then I heard that the Namibian police have confiscated the laptops. They went to get the laptops, and they are currently at the Namibian police, and they have opened a case against him. Remember, that's why he said it was an internal matter. It was not supposed to come out.
Yeah.
That's why he was also shocked. How did you guys get to find out about this?
Somebody probably spilled the beans.
Yeah, somebody spilled the beans, and he was also just as surprised. And then it turns out again he went to go have an interview on one of our local radio stations saying that somebody stole votes.
Okay.
So I don't know how the laptop story all of a sudden changed into somebody stealing votes. So it's very confusing. So probably because he got into trouble, he just wanted to hide his trouble and started something else.
And because the local newspapers are reporting that he is saying that the system has been hacked
Yeah.
to influence the votes, but he cannot say who it is, and he says it's somebody from the outside, perhaps. So we're going to have to sit this out. Obviously, with those other EVM machines that fell off the trailer. This particular story with the EVM machines that fell off the trailer, these are the two major issues that are seriously concerned to the Electoral Commission.
It's a very concern because just now, the people were. I like reading how people always think. Somebody was trying to put A and B together.
Okay.
So at first, the ACC
Right.
had a search warrant for Saki Shangala's house, and they didn't have the key. The key was in the north. So they had to wait a day for the key to arrive for them to go now. Now somebody says, okay, there was a polling station at Saki Shangala's house, them house in the north.
Okay.
The key came back a day later, the EVMs land up in Havana.
Wow. Are those the EVMs that were at Saki Shangala's house in the north?
No, that's just somebody. That's just somebody trying to put speculating. Yeah.
Okay.
So, the key arrives in Windhoek, and all of a sudden, EVMs also appears
Right.
in Havana 3 years later.
Wow. So something to.
It's Namibia for you, and boom, here comes Shanika saying, no, somebody hacked the election. Somebody wanted to steal votes. Now, I think Deitunga, Sebastian, that's from the Namibian police, said that they are now investigating law.
Okay.
That's Shanika, because they are busy, because there's most already a case against the ECN that the elections were rigged, and they are apparently investigating. So they consider now what Shanika said, obstructing of justice.
Right.
So
Yes.
there's now information is now too much, and they're not just, so there's another trouble coming his way again. So not only did ECN made a case against him, the police is now also after him.
Are we typically seeing people very involved in obstruction of justice? I mean, we've seen the other arrest of the young gentleman.
Nigel van Wyk.
Yeah, Nigel van Wyk.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing this kind of thing happening, and at this particular point in time, also one of the Namibian newspapers is reporting that SWAPO is beginning to, for the expulsion process of Itula.
Itula, yeah.
Is this all just convenient timing?
Let me say it was bound to happen, yeah. I remember Dr. Itula before the election started off. He had already said that I think I have a feeling just before elections, SWAPO wanted to expel me from the party, but
Yeah.
it never happened. So they probably thought, nah, this guy would probably pull out or whatever, but he went through with it.
Right.
So now that they saw, okay, everything is over, now it's time, let's deal with Itula first. Remember they said they will deal with him? They have all the money.
But I know that there are certain parties, and probably, I don't know, I speculate now, that there are certain entities that now want to get the election declared null and void.
Yeah, I think I think McHenry is one of the guys that is also... Now, check here, McHenry also spoke to Shanika, apparently, that's militant law. That's during the election process, before the results, and he also had a feeling that something is not right with the results, and apparently he feels that PDM had more seats, and some of his seats were taken away.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's just one of those stories whereby we have to see how the outcome will play out. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what.
Let's see. I just want to go rest.
Everybody's a bit tired.
We're tired. We just want to go rest for real. No. Can we just have that moment of peace whereby we just say, okay, enough is enough. Let's see how the year starts. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's happening right there. So what can we do? Just.
Then we've got another issue that is busy coming out. This is also reported in the newspapers this morning, that Agribank is set to repossess 179 farms.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now, these are typically not what you could call your white commercial farms, if that is the way we would classify them. But these are farms that were basically supported by Agribank all the way back up to 1997-98 under the previously disadvantaged applicants.
Yeah.
And these applicants were not able, or it is said that they have not been able to come up in terms of the loan terms that they received from Agribank at the time for these respective farms. So time has now gone to the point where the upcoming commercials farmers union and Agribank, they are at each other's throats, where the farmers are saying, hang on a moment, we are sitting in a drought. You can't expect us to get up to the loan and term agreements.
To deliver if there's no production happening. The
question that some people have is that these loans and these farms have been purchased all the way from 1998. And at that time, we've had some very good rainy seasons. Why is this argument only coming up now? Okay. So the question is, those applicants, those people that were successful at getting farms at that time, were these really true farmers? Did they add value to the ground?
If we have to go back, we had, you remember the time of the farm allocations? There was a debate for it and saying that the only people that were benefiting with these farm allocations were the ministers.
Right.
And the public in general went up in storm and said, we also want farms.
Yes.
I remember there was that debate going on. And it also ended up in a place whereby people took over farms and no productivity has been happening on the farms.
Yes. You've also got to remember there's another thing, and this came up in the fish rot aspect. I don't know if you could, if you saw that part where Esau said that where they had him on camera, where he said that he's got a farm, and the farm...
he did say he's got a farm as well.
And the farm is not making any money, and subsequently farms are being used in Namibia, and I've always had a problem with this. Farms are being used for private individuals, individuals that own farms, that have got jobs, that have got their own companies, they are in the private sector. They then write off their taxes on their farms that are not profitable. Here comes the question, and this is where we need to ask you, the listeners, and also the viewers this morning. Should farms not be ring-fenced in terms of their own taxation? In other words, if somebody is, let's say, working in a city, has got other income over and above the farm, and the farm is not commercially viable, that you shouldn't be able to take your taxes in terms of that, what you've earned in your private capacity outside of the farm, and write that off towards the farm, purely because the farm is not making any money. Because now it becomes in the interest of that individual to continue farming on a non-profitable basis.
So just to run away from tax?
Yes. Not run away from tax, just be able to set off the money that's earned somewhere else towards the farm.
So in other words,
we can go out and we can do anything we like, but we subsequently don't have to pay any tax or pay lesser tax.
Because then when we come to the book, we come to the books using the
Yep.
farm and saying, this is, I didn't
Right
make
at the
any-"
end, you say, oh, we need to pay these taxes, but remember the farm.
The farm.
The
this
farm
is
is
what
not
happened.
making
And on the other business, it did make huge profit. I see what you
Absolutely.
mean.
So I think the financial people should get together and really the country should consider talking about ring fencing taxation on farms. I'm not the expert. It's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah, but I think that will do. And then we will know who are all these people with farms. Because the fish rod already with Esau saying he's got a farm. The question is, how many more ministers do have farms?
Exactly. And that's a loophole in the tax system. So
Yeah.
we need to address it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we should, yeah. But if you have a comment on it, please do feel free and come through on our Facebook page and just share your views with us. It is Informante Radio, the morning mix. We are just rounding up some of the news as we are headed for the Friday. We can't wait Friday, and most of you will be going on holiday, and you'll be resting your mind. Just, you
Yes.
know, with your family, friends, just rest a bit before 2020 starts. Yeah.
That's
Any
it.
other news?
At this particular point in time, no. I know that we've got a guest coming up.
Yeah, we had to give a guest. I don't know where the guest ran off to. She was supposed to be here by now. And yeah, I just don't know why she's even late.
So we're
But
going to have
no,
to...
she's there. She
Oh, there
walks.
she is.
She walks in studio just on time. And just here wondering where she is. Yeah. By the way, we'll be having Sally Boss Madame in the studio. So let's quickly go for a musical break. And I will get her in the studio, and I will be talking to her shortly. At the same time, it is the morning mix. This is the holiday edition. You know, just having a little bit of fun. Yeah, you must enjoy the music. You must enjoy everything as it comes through. So let's quickly look for something. We're gonna play with something by Sally Boss Madame, and I will get her in the studio. And then, yeah, we'll see what goes on. We'll be back right after this.
Don't go away.
Light Systems Namibia is a renewable energy company focused on sustainable energy solutions. Light Systems Namibia products and services include solar off-grid systems, solar grid-tied systems, solar water heaters, solar geysers, solar street lights, and solar-powered borehole systems. Our company is registered with the Ministry of Mines and Energy Solar Revolving Fund as a renewable energy service provider. Visit our website www.lsn.com.na or our Facebook page for more information. Contact us on 061 555 000 in Windhoek or 065 23 8860 in Ongwediva. Light Systems Namibia, your solar solution company.
Sally Boss Madame right there, and she was dancing to this song earlier. She said it's her favorite song. I don't know how she ended up having her favorite song on the album. Sally, tell us more about this song.
Why would you even ask?
I want to know because you are.
Because the title of the song is Lucky Girl. You have to be a lucky girl.
Hannes, look at this. Look at this. As a fan,
Right.
I'll be like the one that will have to go like, oh, that's my song.
Okay. It just doesn't, does it?
Yeah. She's the artist. She's the artist, and she's coming in and she's like, oh, that's my song.
Okay. Maybe what I'm trying to say is that is legitimately, literally my song. Like maybe that's no, but I mean like it's my song. I love that song. I do. Whatever,
No, but
guys.
that's good. It's if you love your own song,
I love
it just
it.
tells you.
Because I produce
That's
what I
what
listen
should it
to.
be all about.
No, but now
thank
you
you.
took away my shine. Now I wanted to.
Oh, I'm
my
sorry,
song.
Sammy. Okay, let's start over. Let's give him a do-over. Okay, go ahead.
That's my song.
Great. Nice one.
Oh, wow, it was fixed.
Good morning, Sally.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great, as you can see.
That we are so in such a privileged situation that just before Christmas,
Yeah.
on the Wednesday, which should be Friday,
Yeah.
we have such a beautiful lady with us in the studio.
Hey, I'm just here feeling myself and all.
Sally, you've been in the industry for some time now, eh?
Wow, that's a way to start the day.
Yeah. Let's start it right there.
Let's just start with how old you are.
Yes. You have been in the industry for some time now.
Yes. Okay, thank you. I mean, you're not even asking. You're just like saying it straight. I mean, okay, wow, Sammy.
Fact.
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 For a while. I've been around for a minute.
How was your journey? Just for somebody that always thinks
Yeah.
it's an easy road to
Yeah.
to fame and all that. How was your journey?
I think my journey was pretty interesting because it was never a journey to fame. It was just a journey to doing something that I really loved and been able to create opportunities for myself as well. So it's crazy. It's rough. It's not a walk in the park or like when you take your dog for a walk. No, it's more, let's say it'll be like an obstacle course.
Whoever said walking a dog in the park was an easy thing, eh?
Yeah, no, they clearly didn't include my golden retriever because he's got way too much energy, and he keeps entangling and running, and it just shows I have no control over my life. That is me and my dog. He just shout out to Puli, mommy's on radio.
Yeah, so no, that person must be found, and we
Yeah.
must find that person
Yeah, we need
because
to
it's
beat
not
that
that. Yeah,
person.
we need to beat that person. It's not that easy.
No, maybe they did not include us people from the Tura. Maybe that's what it's about.
Oh, they have the disciplined dogs.
Yeah, maybe because
The
my
one you
dog
say-
is like wood. Like, yeah, no, he's not.
Okay, now that's good to know. You just wanted to have your journey, and I know there's the Namibian industry has grown, yeah.
Yeah.
As you see, do you think it has grown, or is it going in the right direction,
Yeah.
the wrong direction,
Yeah.
the west, the east? How is it going for
I
you?
think you'd have to be entirely crazy not to see the growth of the industry, and I think you'll have to be like I think you probably have to be living under some rock that's under a rock, under a mountain,
Guys, I
under
don't-
a rock. Because I mean, it's so clear to see like the industry has changed. I mean, you don't really need to be a genius to see that.
Is it moving to a general direction, or is it kind of fragmented where everybody's trying some new hit just to make it to the top, and it's like, ooh, I'm at position number 9 now, I need to get into 4 or 5 or...
It's kind of different because there's still no structure, not really a setup, like a proper structure
Right.
yet. Yeah, because everything is still kind of like a tryout and a tryout or try. We know where we want to get, but we're just kind of like taking, like I'm gonna meet you there at
Yeah.
this stop. Everybody's kind of taking their own route, but we know where we want to get it. We know that we want a structure. We want an industry. Like when I say industry, we want an industry.
Now, Sally, you're talking Namibia.
Yeah.
Or you're talking perhaps Southern Africa,
No, I'm
or
talking
even
about
Africa.
Namibia. I'm talking about Namibia. I think when it comes to Africa, they have been doing this for like many years.
Many years,
Right,
yeah.
before us.
Way before us,
Yeah.
and they already have like things put in place. And I mean, if you talk about South Africa alone, yeah, okay, so everything is kind of like already put in place, and it's just that industry is booming also. And for us, we're kind of like we're still kind of trying, I would say, but we know where we want to get at, but we still need and things
So-
put in place for us to get to certain levels.
So that one big unity is still that foundation, the unity itself that we need is still not there. Is that what
I
you're
would
trying to
say we have an idea of it, but it's not really like in existence really yet.
So
as
people are
such.
still not sharing more ideas.
No.
Then
It's kind of like each man for himself. It's kind of like if I got this great idea, I'm gonna keep it to myself and I'll make it there, and then you find me there and you ask me, how did you do it? So people are kind of sharing, but not really.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Which also is understandable, like
Which
because the
is-
music industry is very competitive,
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's not get that out of the way. Nobody's really gonna tell you their pot of gold, how they're gonna get to the end of the rainbow and find that. Nobody's gonna tell you that, but you can kind of somehow learn from one another's experiences, and that will make it much more easy for us also just to look at others and say, okay, he went south. I mean, he went this way and he did this. Let me take a different route, because you don't also want to be that person who's a copycat, and you also want to be that person who is like a mimic of the other person.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things when it comes to the industries. We'll talk all day, but yeah.
yeah, on the way to Lua.
On the way to Lua,
Do you think that we've got enough capacity in Namibia for artists, perhaps such as you or young upcoming artists? Do we have capacity for our musical talent artists to become successful?
I think right now we're kind of operating on a very low
Yeah.
capacity.
So what
I
you're
would
saying,
say.
it's difficult?
It is difficult. I mean, come on. It's definitely difficult. I'm not saying it's not doable. I'm saying it's difficult.
Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, I think like with our industry, the higher you get, the slimmer it is at the top. Like there's only just so much space for it's like a pyramid.
Right, so it starts like...
Yeah, it's like, Sammy, don't laugh. Right now, at the bottom, it's like huge. We got a whole lot. I mean, if you go to NASCAM and you look at how many artists are registered as musicians, you'd be
Okay.
pretty shocked. Like thousands. We're like talking about thousands of artists actually
Wow.
that are registered at NASCAM as musicians.
As musicians.
Yeah,
I must say, with the number
Yeah.
of artists that we have
Yeah.
in the country, every day I get to learn there's a new artist and new artist.
And not just an artist with an album and albums.
With an album and album. So
Yeah.
for me, every day is a shocker. Like, where has this guy been? I haven't heard of him. So
Yeah.
every day there's an artist that I'm new artist that I'm learning.
And making an album is not cheap, hey? I mean, it's not... It costs you like $2,000 to make an album or whatever.
No,
Like
that's just one song.
Well, if you're lucky.
Well, thank you for putting it like that. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. So at the bottom, it's just like everything in life. At the bottom, you have everybody else, and there's a lot of artists, and then as she goes up, and you get narrows and narrows. And I think also that's just because our industry is very structured. And right now, if you look at about people are not really looking at the target markets. They're just kind of like, I'm just gonna make the song and just see where it goes.
Ooh. That's like a shot in the dark and saying, oh,
Yeah.
let's hope it gets somewhere.
Yeah, let's hope Mix It picks it up or Radio Wave picks it up. I'm just gonna do this song and let's just see. There's a lot of that. So because like I said, right now it's just people are just trying to remain above water. And right now for a lot of our artists, they just want to be known. See, so that's the thing about this music thing. You have to get known. You need to know who you are. So the daily struggle for artists right now is just to get their name out there. Yeah. So and then once they get their name out there, then there's another step where you need to not have managers and stuff, and then we don't even have managers, which
You're
is
absolutely right.
non-existent. And then you're gonna get your neighbor to be your manager, and you get your cousin, and they think being a manager is just being next to you and hoping Casa Light calls for a gig.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everything is not really structured. It's just a whole lot of hoping here on the list.
Doesn't it happen to artists where they, let's say, they take a shot in the dark, or plenty of them with lots of songs, and then eventually, maybe, perhaps, one makes it,
Yeah.
and it hits the tops, and then all of a sudden this artist goes, oh, what do I do now?
Exactly, because there's no structure. And then what do I do?
How do I come back?
And it becomes an overnight sensation, overnight celebrity.
Yeah.
And then you know what? And then that's it. Or maybe if they're lucky, they get another one. But then and you ask yourself, did you even make money out of that? What you should have made. know? Because if you just have a whole lot of shots in the dark, they don't even know how to make music. They don't even know how to make money from their art.
Is your music, in terms of sounds, lyrics, philosophy, whatever the message is are you consistent? That's the right word to use. So in other words, let's say we go and listen to Sally.
Yeah.
There's Sally. If I go listen to Sally in 6 months' time,
Yeah.
I can more or less expect that out of Sally.
Yeah, I think with Sally, to be quite honest with me, I mean, if you go on my website, I mean,
Right.
that would be great. If you go on my website, you'll get Sally, the first album, Sally, the second album, Sally, the third, Sally, the fourth, and with that you will see the steps because you're supposed to grow.
Right.
And then as you grow, you're supposed to take certain risks. You are gonna hear Sally taking a few risks. You're gonna see Sally being, okay, that's the Sally I've heard a couple of albums ago, and you'll hear Sally like, wow, I never knew Sally could do that. So you know, in albums are always it's a mixture of what you want to achieve, what you know you're good at, and then a little bit of what you would hope to lure in, because you know every day you're trying to convert people, ordinary people, to your fan base.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Great,
so, yeah.
great.
That's a whole good. I think she must become.
Someone told me at last interview, like, we need to get like 2 hours to talk about music, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, I
think
think that's exactly what we should do. Yeah, get some ideas from Sally. But nevertheless, you let's talk about your latest album,
yay,
The Lucky Girl.
shoot, lucky girl. Yeah.
Tell us more about it. When did you start working on this album?
Okay, it took me 2 years to work on this album, because I mean, you know, I do not release every year. I don't feel there's a need to release every year for my music. I just believe that I like to make music, and then I give people an opportunity to take a journey, and to, you know, because you know, with ordinary, what normally happens with people is that they pick one hit song, and then they just repeatedly play that song over and over and over, or they pick like 2 songs in the album, and then you know, the next thing you know, you have another hit song coming out, and then a body of work gets lost. So I try to take time to get people to kind of force them to listen to everything else and discover as they go. You know, you put the album and you drive. So with Lucky Girl, it took me 2 years. Also because I didn't feel like I said, the need to rush into new music, but mainly because it needed that much time to construct the new sound. So it took that time to kind of perfect the type of singing that I wanted to achieve. I mean, a lot of people told me, you sound so... I've heard people go like, wow, I like this song, or who sang this? Is this... Wait, who? And you'd be like, no, it's Sally. Like, I didn't know Sally sounds like that. So I felt like I needed to grow as an artist, and I needed to explore certain, you know, thoughts and ideas, and especially when it came to sound. And I was I was inspired by a lot of crazy, you wouldn't even know how that came together, but I like to listen to other type of songs, other type of music that you probably wouldn't think a girl like me would listen to, and just kind of extract what I want. That's why I would bluntly say I produced what I literally listened to, which is why I could put my album in my car and just go, yeah, I like that, because it's what I would like to listen if somebody else would have produced it. So when I produce an album or a song, I ask myself, if I hadn't sung the song, would I have liked the song?
Yeah. And that in itself is quite difficult, because you kind of have to take a step outside of your normal way and be critical with yourself.
Brutally honest with yourself. And that can be a journey, because you could make an album in a month or two. And then listen to it and go, oh, I like it because I did it, because you know how hard it was to do it.
Yeah.
But if you really be honest with, would you listen to that song?
Will you listen to your own
Sammy
song?
had sang the song and not you.
Right.
So that could be a bit very stressful. So I remember a friend of mine saying, oh, it's been 2 years since you released, we can't wait. I'm like, yeah, sure, no pressure. you know, because you have to do better than what you did the last time. And then but everything about music is still, there is not really a formula. It's you're still kind of taking a like a chance. That's great.
Can you go back to the other hit that you made?
But you know what actually helps me is to wake up in the morning, and I literally, I'm crazy. I wake up, I run down the stairs. And there's a mirror next to the stairs, and I always go, morning, Sally.
Have you?
It helps
The man
me.
in the mirror.
Because you know what? It helps me understand. My job is not to recreate what I created last time.
Yeah.
My job is to
Yeah.
bring across what else my brain can. What there's endless possibilities. Your brain always has ways of connecting and making new melodies and new things. Why would I want to go back in the closet and look for old stuff? So it helps me to understand that there is more that I could create. So I'm always looking forward to what I haven't done before. So I'm not interested in the past.
Have you had what I would call...
I'm just laughing.
Yeah, I
Sammy.
know. He's...
I'm enjoying this. Eh? It's very nice.
Have you had some, and for a better word of calling, have you had in your album making
Yeah.
projects
Yeah.
some unpleasant,
Yes.
pleasant surprises?
Yes.
Like, for instance, you would have let's say song number 8 on the
Yeah.
album,
Oh, that's a
and
great
you
song,
said,
by the way.
okay, it's okay, it's on the album. It's not one of my finest.
But I'ma just put it
and then
there.
the next moment, everybody just goes, oh,
Yes.
what the?
Eureka! You just hit it.
And you go, huh?
Yes, that will definitely,
Yeah.
with all honesty, be song number 3 on my album, Center.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy you said that because it happens a lot of times. Because, like I said, you can only do the music and hope people like it. You can
Okay.
only you can only do what you think is right. The rest literally just belongs to the art, to the fan.
Oh, yeah.
It belongs to the public to decide what is great or what's
Yeah.
not great. So song number 3 on my album is Center. And I know it because I know that song. It's exactly that. I heard the beat and I liked the beat. I do know if I loved the beat. I just know I liked it. It was enough to put it on the blue light because I make different colors for songs that I filter songs that
Okay.
I go. So it made it, but it wasn't there. And I said I like the beat, and I don't also write it anymore because I feel like I like to produce when
You
I'm
just go with the flow.
I go with it. I stopped writing because writing my hands too slow for my brain. So and then you have all and you start to cancel out great ideas because you're trying to zone in on writing that. No, I stopped doing that. So
Okay.
I just record as I go. So I heard the beat and I thought this is nice. I'm gonna put it there. And a week later I producer plays it and I walk by and I go wait. And I started recording on it.
Yeah.
Then I left it there. And when we're picking songs for the album, I put it there as in, I'm sure there's somebody who'd like this, and I put it there. And then after another week, I came back and I was listening to it with fresh ears, without thinking, with no intentions, just in my shower.
Just in the
Because the
shower.
studio is in my house. I could hear it from the bathroom.
Okay.
And I had no intention. I had there was no, it must do this. No, I was just listening it like with fresh ears. And I just thought, it's missing something. So I called Don, and Don sang on the song, and he just,
That's Kamati, eh?
yeah, Don Kamat, he just
Yeah,
made a few things
yeah.
and he walked away, and I walked in, and I was like, after another day, wow. Then I thought, okay, maybe that's just me, because it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then literally, when we brought people in, because I like to get people's opinion. So I got a few people in who I know are not afraid to say no.
Okay.
So I bring those people that I really respect, but I don't like them. But I respect them because
Sure.
they're gonna be honest. So someone walked in and said, every time they listen to the album, they go back to that song. Oh yeah, then they listen to it. They go back to that song. And 4 people do that.
Wow.
And I was like, I looked at my producer and I said,
Well
well,
done.
there it is.
There it is.
Fantastic.
You did a song with King Elegant as well. Eh?
Yes, that's
Tell
the
us
first
that. Is it Hala?
Holla at your girl.
Yeah,
Holla at your. It's the same thing as well. But with Holla at your girl, I liked I was so involved in this album in terms of sound. Because Antonio K was. I was like, no, I want this, and he was like, nah, and I'm like, yeah, and I want trumpets, and I want crashing, and I want thing of this, and I just kept giving him all the sounds. So when he made this beat, I was like, oh, so happy because it was exactly like I produced it what it was.
Yeah.
It sounded like something I really liked. So I thought if Drake sang on this, I would like it. So I was just on my mode.
Yeah.
And when I recorded the song, and again, it was lacking something. But you know what? For the first time, I was not selfish with my music. I'll say it. Because normally I'm very selfish with my music. Because I always think about only I can do this.
Oh, right. Holding it in,
only I can translate this.
Yeah.
Only I
Yeah.
can bring this
Yeah.
across.
But
Or-
that's natural, isn't it?
yeah, and also because of experience of performances, because it's always difficult to get other artists to have the same time as you do. So you're like, I'm just gonna make this song, I'm gonna finish it, because if I put Semi on the song, Semi needs to be available for this and this and this to perform the song. So you're like, never mind, I'm gonna cut him out.
So you basically choose and make songs that you know you will be able to perform on your own.
On my own, yeah, which is I would say that is like being safe, because there are certain songs you like. I don't want to be in everybody's face like, you need to come, you need to come, you need to come, you need to be here, you need to be. And you know how artist scheduling is crazy. Everybody's on their own different schedules. But with sometimes there are just songs you just can't pass. It just needs that extra person. Yeah.
Here comes in your music. Do you have a certain direction? I'll give you an example. Annelie Tate. She's come up on Facebook at the moment. She's asked you, through our viewers, she asked Annelie, make a song against corruption, please.
If that's something you would do.
Or do you do you make music more
that's a good question,
in terms of humanity, feelings, love, sadness, or do you go into politics? Do you drive certain messages that you want out there in terms of music, what you want out?
I look at myself like I'm a vessel. I look at myself as a vessel.
Okay.
And I look at what's happening today with different things. Whether it be love, whether it be politics, whether it be whatever it happens. I just do mainly what feels right to me and what speaks to me before. I'm not going to jump into a topic that I'm not feeling. Or that I feel I have nothing to add to. I'm not just going to do that and make a fool out of myself because I just feel everybody's talking about this. I'm just going to do it.
Right.
Because it's going to create hype. No. You know, I'll stay out of things. I'll stay out of things that I know I have nothing to say, or for example. But when it comes to now, like politically driven songs, also like stuff like that, I remember I do have a song. I can't remember which album it is. I have a song called Mr. Government, which because when I wrote that song, I was when you drive and you get to the traffic lights, you see these men, a lot of them standing there, and they just stand there and they come to look for work, which is just to jump in your car and you take them wherever you take them and they do what they need to do. And then when they stand there for hours in the sun and that doesn't happen, because that rarely happens, and then they turn to kind of be beggars, you know. And I asked myself, because I felt that pain. I stood at the traffic lights and I asked, if I feel so heavy looking at them and I literally have probably no power to change anything here, how does it feel when you stop at these traffic lights and you're a government, someone who's got the power to create something to make change? How do you feel to be in a position of power to make change and you don't?
You look the other way.
Do you bleed? Do you cry? Or do you go, someone else do it when my term is done, for example? Do you get it? How do you feel? Because you are in a position to do something. And I felt like if I was in a position of something that I could do something, I probably would go back to my office and say, hey, let's bring it up or something.
Yeah.
But I'm not. So I often ask myself, like, how do they think? So the song is, hey, Mr. God. So
Interesting, love it.
When you stand there and you look at them struggling, because you come with a lot of, and everybody's in power, they're elected or so whatever, and it's always promises and promises, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and then it doesn't happen. My question is, when you drive past this youth, past these people or old people, whatever, and you made a promise, and do you just, or is it just something that happens and you wake up and you get your position and then you forget, amnesia happens?
I've worked hard enough. I'm now here. I don't have to work anymore. And this is where you should start doing.
And then you probably tell yourself things like, I have got too much to do, and we have to now deal with other things, and this is not on top of the priority, but we'll reach it. It's just a question. So I do have songs like that. But like I said, today, for now, I try to also just be alive. And I'm trying to have a good time, and it's like kind of like how I don't really read the newspapers, because I want to, but I'm afraid to read the newspapers because there's just too much news. It's like the news. It's not just newspapers. I feel like the news become like listen at own risk.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have high blood pressure by the time you're done.
When you're done.
You know.
Just by listening to you, I can sense a difference. Say 3 years ago
Yeah.
and now. Now you have put your foot down. It's like, this is how I want to do stuff.
Yeah.
Either my way or you hit the highway.
Yeah.
And I can and I can hear it in your voice. I want to know the last song on your album.
Yeah. Which one is the last one? Oh my word! Yeah. Don't play that song.
No, I'm
if
not
you
gonna
wanna keep
play
your
it.
job.
I'm not gonna play it. I just want to know.
Yeah.
What made you so angry?
What made me so well? Yeah. Because we're alive, you know, and things happen. And okay, again, just being truthful.
Yeah.
I just feel like sometimes we hide things because we just want to make people believe that we're great.
Yeah.
Life is not like Instagram. You know,
'Cause
where you
let me
edit
tell you.
your pictures.
Yeah.
And just
For me, seeing a track like that, I was
Yeah.
like, is this Sally's track or am I reading it wrong? You
yeah,
know?
no, it is what it is. I'm sorry.
So I was like, what happened?
What happened? What? No, it's not about what happened.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like I just had to put it in because that's life. You have moments where you're happy, then your moments where you're in love, and then your moments you're just angry. Something happens and it just, pisses you off.
Yeah.
And if
You don't want to play the hide behind the curtain,
No, I wouldn't-
behind the mask kind of situation.
I refuse to do that because I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And like I said, my life is not going to be like Instagram, where you just take pictures and edit and make it look like everything is you're in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So with the music, you have to be honest with your music. I mean, come on, if you're listening to a gospel artist, you're kind of hoping that artist is actually telling the truth about the experience of God,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then just
Yeah,
It becomes a total different topic than in
Exactly.
itself.
Yeah.
So you just don't want someone who's just gonna be taking Bible verses and just throwing it in a song and put a nice melody to it, right? You're kind of hoping that when they're saying raise your hands and just feel that spirit, because that's how they really feel or felt when they did the song. And I think that's how it should be with music. Because for me, when I wrote that song, I was angry at something, and I produced that song in that state of anger. And then later, obviously, the team will be like, this will not be the right song because we're trying to keep a positive image and a
Yeah.
positive whatever. And then I had to fight my team about that because I just like, no, look, we were positive from the beginning, then we fell in love at the third song. And then because I don't write songs anymore, like I said, I just do what I feel. And then here I was feeling this way, and then here we went to a party and I came back and I was just, woo, let's do it, bring out the mic. So everything. So in the end, this was what I felt. And I was like, and just put it out, because there is going to be someone who's listening who's probably feeling that and trying to go through the album and see which one can I relate to, and they're not feeling happy and fluffy, and they're not feeling this, and they come there, that's what I feel.
That's how I'm feeling.
Okay.
No, that's good. You did a song with one of the songs I like is the one you did with
Jah Praiser.
That's also a good song.
It's a hit.
How did that song come about?
Jaja and I call him Jaja. We met in 17 in South Africa. But what happened was that he saw my song with Pussy Swag. He saw my natural. He saw it on Trace, and he heard another song. It's TV. So then he got his people to get hold of my people, and then he was like, I would really like to do a song with you. And when they told me about it, I wasn't so psyched because I didn't know who he was. So I was just like, who? From where? and then that business Sally kicked in. I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And then my team was like, yeah, this is where we come in to present to you who this is. And they presented me who he was, and I was like, wow, wait. And I started listening to his music, and wow, I liked it. Then I realized actually I did see him before on TV. I just didn't know who he was. So then it was now a month of convincing each other to actually do the song, or him convincing me to do the song. And then he was like, I got a better idea, because right now with music and artists, you have to understand everything boils down to business. And he was like, maybe I'll be in essay shooting. are you coming to SA? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be in SA for an interview. I had interviewed, I think, a channel or I don't know, some of the stations. And he's like, so let me come around at the same time, then we see what happens. I'm like, cool. Sometimes that helps. So I flew down and he flew down, and then we met and we had like lunch. He was with his team and I had like 1 or 2 people. I had my friend with me, and then from there we saw that the room was pretty stiff because you see, the other people that work for us, they're in a different atmosphere of can you afford what we want and our terms and conditions. Just too much.
Yeah.
So then he looked at me and he texted me from across the table and says, let's leave these people. So we went to the studio, and it's so crazy because his producer happened to be my sound engineer.
My word, okay.
We're like, let's go to the studio, and we're like, let's just do this. So we literally closed everybody else out, and they remained at the coffee section. Let them
their
vet their
politics.
egos, and we sit here and to be artists. And you know what? We did a great song, and then 2 days later we realized it was not such a great song because we were still getting to know one another. And then he was like, should we put it on? I'm like, let's not do it just cause.
Oh, okay.
Let it
Yeah.
go. Let's just be friends.
So sanity prevailed.
And then a year later, a year and a half later, 2 years later, that's when we did the song, which is this one.
Did you then redo the song?
So we just came up with a completely new song because now we
Oh, I see.
we know
Now
each
you
other
understand
better.
each other
Yeah,
better.
because
And
then he came down to Namibia for the 081.
the 081 Fest, I remember, yeah.
And he killed it. Because you know what? I was like, when I saw him perform and I saw how Namibians were going crazy, I was like, okay, I guess that's the part I missed this.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody loved him and his sound is so great. And I got an opportunity to experience him as an artist like that.
Yeah.
And he saw me perform and I saw him perform. I went down to SA. He had another show, a show in Pretoria, and I went down there for a performance with Kusiswa, but then I ended up at his show as well. And you see, we became friends and it became easier. So when we did this song, it literally he didn't need to come down. I sent him the beat and he was in Zimbabwe and he did the song. He was on tour. He went to the studio, did it and sent it back to me. And then I heard it and I wrote. Not even wrote. I just did my part and I sent it back and we done. We're happy.
The world of technology these days, yeah? I love it so much.
We don't need to be in the same room, but it helps sometimes when you meet people because you get feed off each other's energy.
Yeah.
But if you don't get that opportunity, because there are some artists that are not in your reach, for example, but if you're blessed to get an opportunity to do something, you get on that spirit and do it.
I see you haven't worked with so many females on the album. Why is that?
No, there isn't a why, you know. There is no why. There is just, like I said, feeling.
Yeah.
And I know, I'm gonna say this, I know a lot of people feel like women can't work together and there's always something, there's always a hidden agenda.
So
Why?
exactly, that's the,
So and
I
so.
should have also gone to that point, is there
Yeah.
probably hidden agendas
Yeah.
or the beef?
No, you see, hidden agendas and beef are very petty, I would say. They stop you from reaching your goals in life. And I think those are petty problems for people who just think really small. Because everybody has something to offer, you know? And if you look beyond people's dressing outfits and how they make you feel and you just extract what you want, you'll get something great. And for me, when it comes to female artists, a lot of them are the way they are because of people around them. And because of these things they get been fed that you're going to be replaced by another. I just feel like with so many guys in the industry who are not feeling threatened to do what they do. But for example, when it comes to women, they always make us feel like we need to compete because there's just one crown. There's no such thing. There's enough space for everybody, and there's enough crowns for all of us. We may not all be queens, but we're people, you know? But at the end of the day, I mean, we're artists and we all have something to offer. But for female artists, they always make us feel like we need to compete for a certain spot, one spot. And that brings that negative, you know, feeling. I think I'm way above and beyond that. I've dealt with that, you know. I've dealt with people who told me that you're the next so-so. And there was a time that I actually, you know, fed into that and realized that there's no such thing. You are only you, and you are the next you.
Yeah, the next
So
you.
yeah, you're the next you. So I had to deal with that.
You remind me of who was it that says so? There was a soul show where there was Erica Badu, all these soul singers. And what's the chubby lady who got?
Jill Scott?
Jill Scott.
Yeah.
Jill Scott came through and say, you know, as much as we all in the same
Yeah.
line of music, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody is in his own length.
Yeah.
I cannot do what Erika Badu can do.
Not even vocally.
Not vocally. I can't.
Everybody has their own.
And I understand why
Yeah.
you mean. Like you don't want to be pushed to become that person that you.
Because
might
you're
want.
going to be pushed in a crowd, and now you're going to be forced to think a certain way. And now when you think that everybody's against you, you're not even tapping into your higher power. You know, because you're too busy thinking everybody hates you. I always feel like when people feel certain things, that's their business and not mine.
Yeah.
Like you keep that to yourself right there.
And I
Don't bring it here.
think that's the level whereby our music needs to reach.
Yeah,
we need to get to that
we
level.
need to jump out of that small thing of we need to all sound like Tate to for
make
example,
it,
to be big artists that are making it in the Shabins, for example. No, that's not true. You know, Tate has a certain sound that works for his certain crowd, that works for, you know, for him. But I mean, if you being really honest, when you walk into a club or whatever, they're gonna play all sorts of sounds and all sorts of music by different type of artists. Why can't we also just be that? Just different people doing their different thing. You put on a good song, people are gonna like it. I mean, I have no. You can't tell me. You can't ask me what I actually listen. I listen to everything. I love rock. I listened to rock growing up. That was my thing. And when I started doing music, I thought that's what I was going to be producing. And then I heard the Drake song, and I went, "Who's this guy?" And then I heard an Anya song, and I was like, "Oh, I love her. She just makes me cry." You know, you just you have to open yourself up to different things. So the reason also is with that song that I have Remy on, Lucky Girl. I have never actually met Remy until she walked into my studio. But I heard a song of hers, and
Remy is Namibian, eh?
Yeah, you see, she's Namibian.
I actually. To be honest,
but she's always abroad.
Yeah, when I saw that, I had to like search a little bit of Remy. Who's Remy?
I'll tell you what.
I found a song where she's rapping.
Oh, she's on fire.
And then I was like, okay, hold back, hold. Is this the same girl that did the song with Sally? So I found somebody else different. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. I never knew where they rolled me. So
exactly, but she was actually in the numbers. I remember in 2000 when I won Female Artist of the Year last year. I think she was in as well. She was also nominated, but I had no clue who she was, and I just kind of like, oh, okay, another artist I don't know. And you know, and then Nestasy came to Namibia, and then he started going on about the Romy, and I'm like, why is Nestasy talking about a Romy? I don't know. Imagine someone else knows this artist, and you don't know. And that's when I took the interest to go down and look for him, and I heard her stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, me likey. And then a year later, and she actually flew down, and she came, and she we caught her at the right time, and she came to in the studio, and she blessed me with her. She is so talented, you guys. You don't understand. But again, she's another example of someone who's got so much, but nobody's paying attention because she's not doing it the way we
want her to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what she was saying exactly. In Namibia, it works like that. And it's something I really don't appreciate. If you have to make it as an artist, and this is why I love Exit these days, because he also decided, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
Either you follow how I do it or live in your... So we need to reach that level whereby you do music for yourself and let Namibians appreciate the music you do. And not because Tate Buti sounds like this. You must also sound like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's boundaries that we put.
Yeah.
And it's what's been happening on Facebook. Someone says, oh, so many Sallys popping up. What do you mean? Because they think if they see a singer and two female dancers, it's another Sally.
Oh, right.
Because you see, because they got so used to seeing Sally and her two dancers, and she's on fire. So another female, if she's inspired by that and she comes on with two female dancers, then they think potentially she's trying to copy Sally.
She wants to copy Sally.
Oh, okay.
So now it becomes a thing of if you are not the next Sally.
Yeah.
Or if you're a female artist and you have two female dancers and a band, then you are not Sally. Then we're not interested. No.
Yeah, then I must say it's difficult, and I must give it up to Lisa as well.
Yeah.
She did her, and we used to think she's crazy.
So
when I first heard her, I was like,
no, because it was different.
It was different. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And she just kept doing it.
Yeah.
She didn't say, no, let me try and be this. Let me please the Namibian nation and let me do it. She kept on doing what she does. And it's very difficult for an artist
in Namibia
to keep up that pace.
And
if you do it,
out.
it's then you're really committed to what you do. Yeah. And that's how I have seen it over the years. That's why everybody now, our music is not growing because everybody wants to sound like the next person.
Exactly.
If somebody makes it big, everybody wants to sound like that person.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we spoke quite intensely for quite some time about where Sally comes from, where Sally is. So what can we expect from Sally, let's say in the next
Sally, where are you going?
future? Yeah. What, have you got any ideas yet, or are you at rest and 2020 is coming up and then you'll decide?
I think
or what?
she'll become the Minister of Music.
Oh, put me in parliament.
Minister of
Culture.
That would be cool.
Thank you, Her Excellencies. Wouldn't that be so?
But remember, then you've got to start working, no? You can't drive past the poor people and say, oh, I'll turn the other eye, like you said, no?
Well, that
Poor musicians.
Well, that wouldn't be my area. My area would be musicians. Thank you for putting it out. Where am I going? I think for now, 2020 is coming. It's very exciting. I can only tell you that I'm pretty excited because I'm one person who don't really sit and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because none of those things really work out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You know, when you make all these New Year resolutions, no.
Okay.
But, you know, as a businesswoman, you need a structure. You should have goals, you know, and an agenda, I guess. So for me, I would say, as on the artist side, because there's two sides. There's just me being the artist and just exploring my sound. I am completely just looking forward to the year and whatever it brings, you know?
Yep.
Because I just want to explore and just do what comes naturally to me. But the business side of Sally Boss Madame, who is the owner of Boss Madame Musical Production, of course, I have plans, which is to, planning on signing up a couple of artists to the label. And obviously, we have targets, you know, and especially outside our country, you know, and trying to bring the brand outside to give people a silly experience outside as well. We have been doing pretty great since the past 2 years, but I would like to have a bit more of a more stronger, you know, outreach, and that is to try and get many more collaborations with other artists, not just with Japreza as well, and just to, you know, just bring the music out there and taking our flag along as we go. Yeah.
Okay. Now that's good. Now before we love and leave, it's December. Artists are always booked for shows. Where can we expect to see you performing live?
Well, that part I normally suck at this part because but this time I know.
Because I see the posters right in front of you.
And I have my phone. Okay, on the 27th, I'm going to be in Ondangwa. So we're going to have a bash there. So it's going to be me. It's I think Sunny Boy. There's a lot of great artists. I can't really remember everybody. But we're going to be there in Ondangwa. And on the 31st, we're going to have a countdown, Hawaiian style.
Nice.
Experience. So I'm going to be doing a countdown there, which is here with La Ferns, you know. So I haven't been there, so it's gonna be my first time.
I've
And I'm gonna hold back until that time, so I can be happy.
Yeah, so that it like can be a surprise and
Surprise.
everything.
No, I'm gonna surprise myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna treat myself to a surprise. And on the first, I'm planning on hosting an event on the first. I'm not pretty sure yet where, because we're still trying to find a venue that will, you know, cater to people who wants to be there on the first, and that's when I will bring out my whole entire band, and you know, and just, you know, do something fun, like a nice session.
Nice. Besides now you being the artist, you
Yeah.
being the entrepreneur, businesswoman,
Yeah.
tell us more about you being the family person.
Oh,
What would your
wow.
plans for the holidays be?
Okay, so December is I have an 8-year-old son who's got so much energy, and I always have to try and explain to him how December is not really our month.
Oh, yeah.
So when he was younger, I just used to skip the whole December thing. I wouldn't, like how I used to not tell him it's his birthday until it's suitable when you can throw him the party.
Yeah.
But now he's kind of grown. He knows December, mommy, December. So I try to explain to him, December is not our month, mom, blah, 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 because, you know, mommy's working, and it's a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
But I try not to bring him along on, especially working December. The road is not very safe. A place to be for a child up and down, and then that means you have to bring a nanny and stuff now. So we normally vacation in Jan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Well, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Then
That's
you
when
won't-
everything comes down.
Then you don't have to stress
And,
about
and
the
you've
show.
saved a
and
couple of
then-
coins
yeah.
in December. And then when everybody's moping in January, you're kind of feeling yourself in January.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
man. With that, okay, so any final words? What's your message of encouragement to all the Namibians out there that are going to going driving out,
Yeah.
going to enjoy their holidays?
I would say what everybody else say. Let's take care of one another, and if you see anything suspicious or someone might be in trouble, step in. Don't be afraid to step in and help, please. A lot of times things happen to us because most of us we just want to record it.
Yeah.
You know, put down the phone and be a hero. You know, if you can be. Don't be in here in a weird situation. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Better call the police instead of just taking a video.
Yeah.
I would say let's help one another. Let's take care of each other. Let's not drink and drive. And if you're going to be drinking, at least get someone who's gonna do the driving. And I'm gonna say this with a very humble heart. Please, please, please. We're already not a huge population. Let's try to make it to 2020 with less fatalities as possible. And if for those who take care of our elderly, please be kind, you know, and if you need a helping hand. Also, you know, I think also for this year, I mean this December, like, can we do something else other than what we normally do, which is going out and drinking? Let's go visit old age homes. Let's do something for the orphans. Let's do for the people standing at the traffic lights. You know, let's do something other than just us. All about us. You know, yeah. As a nation, I think we do better when we do things ourselves, as opposed to waiting for the government to do everything. So if there are things that we can take care of in our own communities, so let's help those neighbors that we know don't have anything for Christmas. You know. Yeah. Other than that, let's try to make almost every day kind of like a Christmas and not just target one day when the shops make more money. Yeah. Okay.
You said it.
Brilliant.
I don't even want to say it.
I think you and I, Sammy, we can just leave the studio show, just carry on.
Yes.
Guys, welcome to the Sally Show, and my guests are leaving. A round of applause for them for pretending to be the ones hosting.
And we are out of here.